Right, so another little quick update on what I've been doing on the Menace source code. As you can see, it's here. I've added some loading code because this source code that came from Amiga Format can't load anything. Everything was like encoded straight into the binary. So what I've actually done is I've allocated 50 kilobytes of chip memory, which probably isn't enough for everything that would be needed. And then I allocate the chip memory here. And then I've actually got this loading code here. So it's not really fully finished, but it does work. So it opens a file for reading. I've got a file name of, I'm basically loading in the mod file that I've included into the game because that was included in the binary. But I've put the file name in the source code. I've just hard coded it in for now. And then it can open the file and it can go around here and it can read the file, and you have to read it in like little chunks, and it spits out a memory error or whatever. It exits the game if it can't work. And then it sets up a pointer to it, and that basically means that the actual music is now loaded in. Now the goal isn't just to load the music in here, the goal is eventually to load really kind of everything in, because it's really being included in here is a bit of a bind and you can't really change things very easily. But that basically means now it's much easier to change the music in the game, and that's what I've done here. The file's still called Spice because it was Spice It Up, which was the file that I used. But I've just downloaded a couple of mods off Mod Archive, and if I run the game now, I've just got a completely different mod in the game without actually recompiling. So this actually took me way longer than I thought it was going to, because I made a mistake in the code that was actually quite hard to fix, and I'll show you what that was. It was an absolute... It's really kind of to do with the way that DevPack does comments by just having anything on the end of the line becomes a comment. And I put in that, well, I'll show you in a second. I put in this constant here to like load 50 kilobytes. So I did 1024 times 50, but I actually wrote it like this. And what that actually does is gives you 1024 because it treats that as the comment. So it didn't give me an error, and I was overwriting the buffer. So I was having a horrible time getting that to work. But basically I can actually change the mod file now. So if I just rename this one here, and I can put one of the other ones back. I downloaded a couple off Mod Archive. This one, as long as they fitted in the 50 kilobytes, this one, the first two I found happened to fit. So if I just rename that, that is actually mapped to the Amiga. You could do that on the Amiga, but I'm just doing it on here. And I get a different mod, so I don't have to recompile the game for that. So this should be quite good. That code will have to be tidied up to be able to load more than just one file. But eventually I should be able to get it loading all the other files as well, and that means I'll be able to start changing them. Because I've got these graphics exported now, for instance this guy here, and I've got these background and foreground tiles exported, but if I change them, I have to re-export them and then recompile the game. So ideally they should just be loaded in instead of being compiled in. It will make life a lot easier. So yeah, I've just done the mod file as a test, but basically that code is all on GitHub now if you want to look. It's not finished, but it does work. So yeah, it's the beginning of being able to load this stuff from file basically.